Well, welcome. Many thanks indeed for calling through. This is Peter Sanjevich with you on a Tuesday late afternoon, previewing Wednesday's action. And many thanks indeed for calling through. Well, a pretty good afternoon so far. All the horses selected so far finished in the frame. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But there are 4 horses I need to tell you about running tomorrow on Wednesday. 2 of them at the meeting at Navan, and of course last Wednesday at Navan I banged in a big one for you called Conversant, which won at 12 to 1 into 13 to 2. That was at the last meeting at Navan, a big 12 to 1 into 13 to 2, and I've got 2 more big uns tomorrow to mark your card with free of charge. There's also 2 at Kempton Park I want to give you, which make out the Fantastic 4. That will give you 4 bets for have a lucky 15 or your Yankee. Those 2 horses around about 6 to 1 should be. The odds of these races not quite out yet. 1 or 2 are, but not all of them. And those 2 horses at Kempton Park on Wednesday night, both very fancied indeed, and both each way recommendations. So it makes out another big opportunity of connecting with a Connect 4, as they say, a lucky 15 or a Yankee, or whichever way you want to play it. And so far today there's been 4 horses ran out of the 6 I've gave you last night. Those horses: Russian Virtue, that one placed at 8 to 1. Purple Ice placed at 17 to 2. Duke of Legai, well, that one placed at 9 to 1. And another horse has just gone in called Tasty, which with a Sky Bet placed at 12 to 1. They paid out on the first 6 there, so Tasty came in 6 and paid out on the first 6 with Sky Bet if you're on with them. I know quite a lot of people were. However, enhanced places with most bookmakers, so hopefully you got yourselves a few quid there. But either way, 4 horses have all run big races, still 2 more to go. That's accumulated if you backed it with Sky Bet, paid 66 to 1 each way. That's Duke of Lega, which came in 3rd at 9 to 1. Russian Virtue, which ran an absolute blinder at 8 to 1. Purple Ice, 17 to 2. And that other one, Tasty, as I say, with Sky Bet paying out first 6 on that, 12 to 1. Job done there. So still 2 more to go. Good luck with them at Newcastle tonight and at Kempton. And I say, talking at Kempton tonight, we've got one running there in the 8 o'clock, but we have 2 big bets running there tomorrow night on Wednesday. And if you've got your pens and papers ready, I'm going to give you those 2 bets now. I'll start actually with those 2 at Kempton Park, and then I'll give you the 2 at Navan. Navan, of course, where I've had so many big winners in Ireland altogether. And once again today we went to the payout counter. The bets I pick are all averaging price of 7 to 1 to 10 to 1. And the prices suggest we're going to make a profit, and they do if you strike high. 42% of my horses either win or place. And once again today it's shown you exactly that. Even if you didn't bet with Sky Bet, 3 out of the 4 have placed at big prices. 17 to 2, 8 to 1 and 6 to 1. And if you did bet with Sky Bet, you got the lot up at 66 to 1 and still 2 more to go. So it's 42% in the last 2 years of my horses either win or frame at big prices, 7 to 1 and above. And tomorrow's horses again are going to be very good prices indeed. All right, so we've got no more to say other than let's get on with it and get some horses into Jurgens again. Let's go to the 8 o'clock at Kempton Park, shall we? For number 2, it's called Cairngorm. It's trained by Kevin Philip Defoy. Very promising trainer, Philip Defoy and Kevin. And it's ridden by Danny Muscott. Now, this horse is ready to win and ready to strike. There can be no doubt about that. Ran really well off a mark of 85 last time up. That was in a Wolverhampton handicap. Finished in 6th of 13. Muscott rode it and had a bit of a problem in running and was probably a little bit too far out its ground. I think he's learnt a lot from that run. It runs over 6 furlongs again, and I think Cairngorm's got the winner of this race within it. It runs in a 0 to 85 handicap, and I think that's well within its custom. It ran in a 0 to 95 last time, so it's really coming down the handicap after a mark of 83 from 85, but also coming down in grade. So everything favours this horse. Philip Defoy, Kevin Philip Defoy, is a good trainer as well. Very knowledgeable, very astute. Danny Muscott, he's rode the horse the last 2 times it's ran. He knows all about Cairngorm, and I can't see anything but a huge run in this 12-runner race. 0 to 85 at Kempton. Everything's pitch perfect for everything, and it's spot on. 6 furlongs the trip, ticks all the boxes. Number 2, Cairngorm in the 8 o'clock at Kempton Park. I think you can see how strong I am about that. It's been put in at 6 to 1 in the early show, very early show today. I think that's something to bet on, I really do. And I'll be having a good thump on that one, I'll tell you that. Now, the 5 o'clock at Kempton, before I go into Navan and give you these two Irish horses, is a race I'm very, very sweet on indeed. And the horse I like there very much is number 9. Number 9, Doctor's Orders. It's number 9 on your card. It's called Doctor. It's a Doctor something. It's called Dr. Mozart. Doctor number 9, of course, is Doctor's Orders in bingo. And we might shout Alcy Alcy Lotto or whatever if Dr. Mozart wins. Trained by David Evans and ridden by David Probert. Runs off a mark of 58. I like this an awful lot, I really do. I thought it ran really well last time up when Owen Lewis, an apprentice, rode it, claiming 7. That was at the meeting at Catterick. And he also rode it the time before. And it finished 3rd both of those occasions. And he was running quite wide on the track last time up. And I think that Probert was going to be certainly a lot more closer to the pack tomorrow night at Kempton Park. I think it's got an amazing chance to run 12 runner race. Not sure of the price on this one at the moment, but I expect about 5 to 1. I certainly hope so. It's quite a competitive race on paper, but certainly this one's ready to strike. It's number 9. It's called Dr. Mozart, and it runs in the 5 o'clock at Kempton Park. All right, let's switch over to Navan, shall we? And give you these two horses which are running there. If you wouldn't mind doing me the pleasure, just give me a thumbs up. I know a lot of people normally do, 100, 200 people do. But if you would give me the thumbs up, it means a lot to me. It's not so much to get me any more views or anything. It's just to say you're enjoying the trip and enjoying the journey. And it means a lot because I can't hear you, but it would be lovely to hear you with your thumbs saying you're enjoying it. And let's hope these other two can do the business tonight and finish in the frame. These two horses still to go in the 8 o'clock at Kempton and the 5:20 at Newcastle, with the horses running so well today. I'm really pleased with the big price payouts. And, you know, it's just a matter of time till we hit 4 out of 4 or even bigger on the wins as well. So there we go. But even when you're backing each way, they really mount up, don't they? And before you know it, you look at your balance in your account and suddenly it's through the roof again. As long as you're backing big prices, that's the key to it. And as long as you're backing winners at big prices, that's the double key for it. Okay, let's go to the 3:20 at Navan. Don't forget, give us that thumbs up, means a lot to me. Let's go to the 3:20 at Navan. Now, this is a 13-runner handicap, and the horse I'm all over here has got 3 noughts to its name this season. 0, 0, 0. It's number 5. It's called John Riggins. It's trained by Edward Lynham, and ridden by Chris Hayes, and runs off a mark of 77. And I'm very, very sweet on it indeed, I can tell you. It runs off the same mark as last time when Chris Hayes rode it at the Curragh, and it finished 5th of 13 behind a horse called Craft Irish. That was a really good performance. I've watched that race over and over again, and the 4-year-old gelding John Riggins looks a winner waiting to happen. It really does, and I'll be very surprised if it doesn't go extremely close tomorrow. It's in the 3:20 at Navan. I shan't go too deep in the form lines about it, but it is ready to strike. Don't you worry about that whatsoever. Very strongly fancied indeed. John Riggins. It's number 5 on your card, and it goes in the 3:20 at Navan. As I say, ridden by Chris Hayes, who knows the horse really well. It did win in the Curragh about a year ago. It won at the Curragh in a maiden race and hasn't struck since. As I say, it's had 3 noughts this year. But this horse is really coming to hand. And the message I've got from Ireland and from my really, really shrewd nuts is this horse is ready to strike. End of season win coming up. Number 5, John Riggins in the 3:20 at Navan. Wow. So that leaves 1. I've given you 3, which is at Cairngorm in the 8 o'clock at Kempton Park tonight. Dr. Mozart in the 5 o'clock at Kempton Park. That's on Wednesday night. And you've also got John Riggins. I've just mentioned him. Riggins, number 5. John Riggins in the 3:20 at Navan, which leaves 1 more to go. I'll give you that now, and then I'll be back with you on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. And that'll to preview all of Thursday's action. And that'll be a very exciting day as well. But we've got 1 more before Thursday comes Wednesday. And there's 1 more horse to talk to you about. And it's on a horse, again, with not much form to its name. 2 duck eggs next to its name. But it is ready to win. Not sure what the price is. I really don't know because there's no prices out yet. But it is a 23 runner handicap over 1 mile 6 furlongs. On soft ground, and I like this horse an awful lot as well. It's number 11, and the horse is called Loudest Whisper, Loudest Whisper, ridden by Joey Sheridan, who claims a valuable £3. This horse is in free fall in the weights. It's down to a mark of just 53, plus it gets Sheridan taking another 3 off it, and this mare is ready to pop up. Make no mistake about that whatsoever. It's had 3 runs over hurdles where it finished 3rd, 8th and 6th, but then when Jamie Powell rode it last time up at Downpatrick, it finished 5th of 15 behind a horse called Shashi Bird at Down Royal, I beg your pardon. That was a really good performance, Loudest Whisper, and the message again I've got is this horse is thrown in at the weights off a mark of 53. It's down from 56, went off at 22 to 1, wasn't fancied last time, but did run well, and the message as I've got coming through, it's ready to strike again, Loudest Whisper, and that's in the 505 at Navan. So I'll just review those for you. The 320 at Navan, John Riggins each way, very strong. And 505 at Navan, number 11, Loudest Whisper, very strong. And then you've got Cairngorm in the 8 o'clock at Kempton, 6 to 1, 2 winner waiting to happen. And Dr. Mozart for P.D. Evans, the old David Evans there in the 5 o'clock at Kempton Park. There we go. 4 bets. Will it be lovely to have 4 winners? It's possible, very possible. Sooner or later it's going to happen, I can assure you that. But today so far we've had 4 each ways and 4 payouts. Now, can the other 2 win tonight? Well, 66 to 1 accumulated with Sky Bet already today. And I tell you, I wouldn't push it past these other 2 to pop home as well. I certainly hope so. Fingers crossed. I'll be back with you, God willing, tomorrow night at 6 Wednesday for Thursday. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up if you would. Really appreciate it. In the meantime, take it easy, and I'll see you then.